Homer and Langley by E.L. Doctorow. Narrated by William Hope.
I'm Homer, the blind brother. I didn't lose my sight all at once. It was like the movies, a slow fade-out. When I was told what was happening, I was interested to measure it. I was in my late teens then, keen on everything. What I did this particular winter was to stand back from the lake in Central Park, where they did all their ice skating, and see what I could see and couldn't see as a day-by-day thing. The houses over to Central Park West went first. They got darker, as if dissolving into the dark sky, until I couldn't make them out. And then the trees began to lose their shape. And then finally, this was toward the end of the season, maybe it was late February of that very cold winter, and all I could see were these phantom shapes of the ice skaters floating past me on a field of ice. And then the white ice, that last light, went gray, and then altogether black. And then all my sight was gone, though I could hear clearly the scoot-scut of the blades on the ice. A very satisfying sound. A soft sound, though full of intention. A deeper tone than you'd expect, made by the skate blades, perhaps for having sounded the resonant basso of the water under the ice. Scoot-scut, scoot-scut. I would hear someone going someplace fast, and then the twirl into that long scratch as the skater spun to a stop. And then I laughed, too, for the joy of that ability of the skater to come to a dead stop all at once, going along scoot-scut, and then scratch. Of course, I was sad, too, but it was lucky this happened to me when I was so young with no idea of being disabled. Moving on in my mind to my other capacities, like my exceptional hearing, which I trained to a degree of alertness that was almost visual. Langley said I had ears like a bat, and he tested that proposition, as he liked to subject everything to review. I was, of course, familiar with our house, all 4 stories of it, and could navigate every room and up and down the stairs without hesitation, knowing where everything was by memory. I knew the drawing-room, our father's study, our mother's sitting-room, the dining-room with its 18 chairs and the walnut-long table, the butler's pantry and the kitchens, the parlor, the bedrooms. I remembered how many of the carpeted steps there were between the floors. I didn't even have to hold on to the railing. You could watch me, and if you didn't know me, you wouldn't know my eyes were dead. But Langley said the true test of my hearing capacity—
Sample complete. Ready to continue?